WWE have been on fire lately, putting on banger after banger PLE shows, and SummerSlam tonight was just another amazing show in my opinion. We had awesome in-ring wrestling, we had great story moments, title changes, heels who turned more heels, and of course the return of Roman Reigns. I loved everything. There was story progression, a great pacing overall. So let's break down every single match one by one, and I'll tell you guys everything I thought of the show. But overall, I loved it. This is really the kind of show that makes you want to watch Monday Night Raw in 2 days, and also you want to see Friday to see what happens next, but also pay off a lot of stuff that's been going on all the way up to here. It is, in my opinion, a really good show, and what I hope to see every single time I watch a PLE show from any wrestling promotion. But now, let me go one by one and tell you guys how I felt about every match. We started the show off with Liv Morgan. I was gonna say Jelly Roll because I have that written down. Jelly Roll started the show by performing. I liked his song. I thought it was a good way to have a performance also during the montage. But the actual first match was Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley for the title. This was awesome. I felt like it started really quickly. Rhea Ripley has like some kind of voodoo magic trick with her shoulder where she can pop her shoulder in and out or something, because I don't know how she did it, but there was a moment where she hit her shoulder into the buckle and it literally felt like it was popped out. I don't know how she made it look that way, but her shoulder really felt like it was out of its socket, and it was brutal to watch. And then Liv Morgan attacked it and attacked it. Lots of good moments. The match was awesome. I love seeing Rhea like pop her shoulder back in to continue the match. Awesome, awesome. And of course, we had the ending where Dom betrayed Rhea Ripley and joined Liv Morgan and kissed her. I thought it was excellent. My wife was so upset, and I'm like, if they can get the casual fans to be that upset, they're doing a great job with this story. And once again, continues Rhea's turn towards the babyface side. And I don't remember the last time I've seen a heel turn heel. So if you guys have an idea of something that happened like that recently, tell me in the comments down below. But I thought it was a really, really good way to start the show. Put on an excellent match with story and in ring. It was really good. So 5 out of 5 in my opinion for the Liv and Rhea match. I'm not scoring everything out of 5, but for that one, 5 out of 5. The next match we had, let me double check my notes. It was Sami and Braun. This was a good match in my opinion. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. My only thing is that I kind of found it weird that he kept selling the shoulder, because we just saw Rhea Ripley sell the shoulder. I kind of wish that they did something else with Braun where it wasn't 2 matches back to back with the selling of the shoulder. But the match was good. It was really fast paced, really short. They went right into it, going for the spear and the haluva kick in the first like 2 to 3 minutes of the match. Braun won. We have a title change. This is what we wanted. And I'm really happy it wasn't a squash. So Sami did get to put on a good match in there. But I would say I would just keep it at good. This is probably, in my opinion, the weakest match of the night, which, being a good match, being the weakest of the show, is still a really good way to do it. The crowd was really hot for Sami, and they really popped for Braun, which is also something that's awesome to check. The next thing we had, let me go through my notes here, I think was Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I'm pretty sure this was the next match. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it was. Logan Paul versus LA Knight. Awesome match in my opinion. This was way better than I expected. If you go back and watch my prediction, I said that I wasn't the biggest fan of LA Knight in the ring. He really changed it up here. There were some really good moments from both. Logan Paul did a springboard moonsault from inside the ring where he jumped, and halfway through his jump did a half turn to do his moonsault to the outside. It looked really good. LA Knight did his bounce up to the top into a suplex, but the suplex looked way more like a brainbuster, which I thought really knocked Logan Paul out. It was really nice. Something in the start, early in the match, got Logan Paul in the face, and I am willing to bet that tomorrow we're going to see on Twitter or social media, Logan Paul is going to post a swollen eye, because he was turning blue extremely quickly during that match. If you go back and watch, you can see the eye starting to swell up, so I'm very curious to see what it looks like tomorrow. Another title change here as well, which I think was exactly what we needed. LA Knight having his moment. The crowd was so hot for this match. If you go back and watch it, you will see that everything LA Knight did, they popped. They were cheering, yeah, every single time, and they lost it. To the point, they were cheering so loudly for LA Knight that even when the commentator said LA Knight, the crowd didn't chant, yeah, not because they didn't like it. They were so pumped about him winning that they didn't stop cheering after the pinfall that I don't think they even heard Samantha Irvin say his name, which is insane. It was a really good moment. They were so hot for LA Knight, and they booed the crap out of Logan Paul. Very good way on that. Also, Machine Gun Kelly was there for some fucking reason. Then we went into Bayley versus Nia Jax. I'll be honest, this match started off really slow. I was not into this match at the start. Kind of getting distracted. I was checking my phone, but they got me in that second half, man. That from the moment Bayley powerbombed Nia Jax, which was not halfway, but there was a couple things a bit before, but that is the first big moment I remember. That was really nice. So Nia Jax was in the corner hitting Bayley, and then Bayley picked her up in the powerbomb position, walked to the middle of the ring, and got her, and that woke up the crowd. And from there, it was nonstop again. We had the powerbomb into the elbow drop to Tiffany Stratton coming out for a fake out of the cash in, and then of course Nia Jax just absolutely destroying Bayley, which to my surprise I was not expecting a title change, but I'm happy for this. I am one of those that I do think Nia Jax has improved a lot, so I am excited to see. Bayley's title reign hasn't been the best one. I even said in the last one that I felt this rivalry wasn't excellent, so I am curious to see what happens next. I think there's a lot of people that Nia Jax can wrestle on the SmackDown side as well for the title, so it's going to be a fun little time, and I really like the dynamic of having the Queen Nia Jax as a champion with Tiffany Stratton as her friend with holding the briefcase. So we're going to see that dynamic and see what they do with that. So it is the better story to tell. So I'm not upset about this title change, but I just definitely was not expecting it. Another match that I felt was on the weaker end, but still better than Sami and Braun, and not a bad match at all. It just started slow, but once they picked up, it really picked up quickly. Then we went into, in my opinion, the second half of the show was just incredible. We went to Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as the ref. From the promo package, if you guys have not seen this, you gotta go out of your way to check out. They did an excellent job with the promo package. I thought it was a superb montage with the pick of the music. Everything was so good about that. To the entrances, Seth's gear, everything about it was so good. Now, I will say, the in-ring for this match wasn't what I was expecting. I definitely felt like this felt more of like CM Punk selling a lot. Drew did a lot of moves to him, and it was a lot of Punk just taking a lot of damage, which I don't hate. I don't hate that at all, but it wasn't as much of a back and forth as I expected. It was a little bit more like 65-35, where 65% of the time Drew was on top and 35% Punk was on top. Seth was excellent as always. He's one of my favorites right now, and I thought that I was mixed. I like the idea of Seth being the ref here, and I think that it was the right call now seeing what they did with it. He told a great story. Now, while I feel like the in-ring wasn't the best for the match, the story was incredible here. I loved every interaction of the storyline with the bracelets, Punk and Drew, Drew and Seth, Seth and Punk. Everything was superb. I cannot wait because this is obviously just the start of wherever they're going with this. I can't wait to see where they go with this. I want a triple threat. I want a singles match between each one of them. I want every different kind of dynamic you can get between these three. Keep them going all the way to WrestleMania because there's something there. You can feel the energy in the air when you see these three together. They definitely are selling the fact that they hate each other. Whether or not it's true that they hate each other or if they've actually buried all their past hatred, you can't really tell, and I really like that. They're doing an excellent job, so this was a big thumbs up for me. I'm really excited for the future. Then, after that, we went into Damian Priest versus Gunther. Oh, before I talk about that, super unrelated, the presentation of this show, in my opinion, was also really good. So I'm a big fan of presentation and pacing of shows, and I have these big complaints overall from both AEW and WWE when it comes to how they're pacing their shows. I will say this is probably one of my best and favorite ones from the WWE side. We had 7 matches in about 3 hours and 45 minutes. There were breaks, but I didn't feel like the breaks were too long, and it was a good way. They had their ads, of course. I'm not super picky about the ads. They're gonna do it. I don't really care, but it did feel like it went really quickly. It wasn't, if I remember correctly, the last show, there was so many people complaining about the fact that there was like a 30, 40, 45 minute or almost an hour, whatever, long time between two matches. I did not feel that here. It really felt like we had a match, small intermission, match, small intermission. And the intermissions were still entertaining. We had a lot of Judgment Day stuff in the behind the scenes that I thought was excellent. We had a whole thing with Otis and Manscaped that was really good. They had a little thing with Sheamus that I liked. Lots of things that were slowly building towards the next thing, and I liked. And then the ads, they actually integrated them, in my opinion, a little bit more interestingly in here, where they were still fun to watch and they got the wrestlers involved. So really good presentation. They also had this new camera angle with a referee. So they basically have all the referees, or not all of them, but some of them have a camera in their ear. So you can see a camera shot from the referee's point of view. I love the idea. It needs some work. I think that when Seth had it for a little bit, we had some really nice shots. But the other referee that we had at the start, they switched to his camera like maybe once or twice. We didn't really get to see much. So I think the idea is really good. I like that they're trying new things, and that's what you want to see. Keep upping their game in the presentation side. But I do think that it's still a work in progress, but I like it. I thought when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is a really cool way to add to the production of the WWE. So really excited about that. Back into the match. That was my little intermission as well. Damian Priest versus Gunther. This match was brutal in the best way. But what was disappointing, and I don't know if it's just me, the crowd wasn't into it. My group of friends, there was like 7 or 8 of us watching. We were so into this match. I think Damian Priest did an excellent job being the babyface here. Gunther did an excellent job as the heel, and I thought that they really, really worked well together. I loved everything. The Finn Balor's joining the match, interfering, turning heel as a heel again. All of that really worked for me. Gunther was bleeding from the chest. I don't remember the last time I seen someone like busted like that. We've always seen like, red chest and purple chest, but literally actually bleeding from the chest from chops and stuff. I don't remember the last time I saw that. So lots of good moments, lots of big impact moves. The power bombs, the choke slam, the suplexes, everything looked brutal, and I loved watching it. Damian Priest looked like a badass. He really came out of this, in my opinion, looking like a star. I really hope that I've been a fan of Damian Priest, but I really hope that anyone who didn't like him before hopefully have changed their mind after seeing this match, because he put on an awesome performance. When Gunther had him in the choke at the end, he broke out of it just to go to Finn Balor and try and choke him out. I thought that was such a cool way to make him look like a badass and show that he cares so much about his friends and family. So there's so much more to his character than just the title, to the point that this is a championship match, but he felt betrayed so badly by his friends, or he was fighting for his friends, that mattered so much more. And I do like that extra little character detail to Damian Priest. So this was a really good match. I thought it was a really good way to get the title onto Gunther, make Damian Priest look strong but still losing. He's won a lot of the matches with interference, so him losing the title with interference kind of adds a little bit to that too. And I cannot wait to see where it goes with Finn Balor. And I'm very excited to see what they do with Gunther as champion, because Gunther's incredible as well. I talked about the street trash stuff. I wasn't a fan of that. They put that all aside. They put on an excellent match, and hopefully we can move on from that. So big thumbs up once again from that. Awesome. And then we went into the main event, which was an okay match, but it's not about the match once again. This was about the Avengers assembling once again. This is basically part 2 of WrestleMania, or I guess part 3 if you count WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2, and now SummerSlam. Bloodline Solo versus Cody Rhodes. We had the Bloodline come out. We had Kevin Owens come out. We had Randy Orton come out. And then at the end, we finally got the return of Roman Reigns. Not wasting any time, getting in there. Superman punch, spear to Solo. Cody gets the win. We have a little face-to-face, and you can see the nod from Roman to Cody accepting him. Him wearing the OTC shirt. This was a good match. I'm not going to shit on it. I'm not going to say it was bad, but I'm also not going to praise it for the in-ring. I think Solo did way better than I expected, which was really good. Cody has always been good in the ring, but again, this is all about the story, and I think that it told an excellent story. And the most exciting part is get Cody out of there. Let Cody have a rivalry that does not involve the Bloodline. Now, I know Roman, The Rock is still there. I don't count that. I think Cody and The Rock can still have their thing, but get them out of the Bloodline. Let's get the Bloodline Civil War now. Let's have, Jacob, Tama Tonga, and Tangaloa, which, again, Tanga screwed up a spot in this match, too. Jacob Fatu and Solo and all that against Roman Reigns, the Usos, and maybe Sammy. Let's build towards that. Separate that. I'm very excited. So that is the show. Like I said, big fan. I really liked it. I'm excited for Monday to see what happens next. Monday seems so packed. We have got the continuation for Liv and Dom, the Finn and Damien stuff, Gunter, who's his next challenger. We got the Wyatt 6 debuting. This is what I want in wrestling. I want to watch a show, and as soon as it's done, I want more. I'm satisfied with what I got, but they make me excited about the next show. And this is what you want when you're watching a pro wrestling show, and this is what I got with SummerSlam. So if I had to score it, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I thought this was an excellent show. The reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is that the in-ring could have been better, but the story was excellent. We've had a lot of people complain about Triple H having really long-term and very slow progression of his stories. Today felt jam-packed for everything. Titles changing hand, the progression of all the stories. So if you are someone that wanted stuff to start moving forward, you got all of that in this show. And again, the in-ring was not bad. Lots of awesome moments, lots of in-ring, but I don't think there was any one match that's like 5 stars. Everything was just good to great to amazing, but nothing hit that 10 out of 10, 5 stars in my opinion. So there you go. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below what you thought of the show. Subscribe for more wrestling content and give this video a thumbs up. Take care. Bye-bye.